And a lot of the times I talk about things that may be keeping you stuck when it comes to moving forward with your health goals or with any kind of accomplishment or change you want to make with your personal health. And we talk about things like parasites and heavy metals and radiation. Radiation has actually been a big realization for me this week. I got this new grounding bag and been putting it in my office just beside my desk. And I didn't realize, well, I did realize because I've been tested in the past and I knew that radiation was the reason why I was having a hard time with sleeping. But I've also been dealing with really swollen feet and ankles for a while. And we got these these EMF grounding bags, and I've had it in my desk kind of beside my feet for the last couple of days, and my ankles aren't as swollen, which is kind of interesting. I don't know for sure yet if there's a correlation there or if it's contributing to it, so I'm not gonna claim that yet, but it's just interesting to take a look at. But the thing I wanted to talk about today in terms of what can be keeping you stuck that we often don't even realize is our beliefs. And we did a podcast episode this week. It launched today's Tuesday and launched this morning. So you can check that out as well. And we talked a lot about the beliefs that a lot of people can experience. Amanda and I both have in the past as well, and how they're not yours a lot of the times. Because when we're young children under the age of, I think it's 7 or 8, ultimately, like, we don't have a conscious mind. So we don't have the ability to filter things out and to decide, do I want to accept this or do I not want to accept this? Through that phase of our life, we're like a sponge. We absorb everything. And so if you're hearing things around health, if it's, the doctor, this for me, this was something I experienced where it was like, oh, medicine is like the golden rule. You don't challenge your doctor. You just kind of do everything they tell you, and then we can grow up with these similar beliefs. And medicine has a very valuable place in our lives and in our health for sure. But it's the beliefs sometimes that can hold us back. And for my experience going through years of living with MS as well, I went to my doctor over and over and over again, and I took the medication. I did everything that he was telling me, but I wasn't getting better. I was getting sicker and my quality of life was going downhill, and my doctor didn't know how to help me beyond that. And it's not his fault, but we also need to start to open our minds to the fact that there are other things that we can do. There's other options that can support us even when we are going the medical route or whatever we are doing to support our bodies. So for me, finding nutrition was the first time in my life that I felt a change in my MS symptoms, in how I was feeling, was that like, "Oh, wow, wait a minute. I'd been taking the medication for 7 or 8 years, and all of a sudden I was making changes to my diet, and I was like, "Whoa, okay. I have more energy. My brain is feeling not as, like, in a deep fog as it had been in the past." And at first I thought, like, "There's no way. There's no way that something natural, there's no way that food could really make a difference in my health." And that was from a belief that I'd had from being a child. And so, if you've got beliefs that are stopping you from moving forward because you think, "Oh, nutrition, it's woo-woo," or homeopathy, or, taking these little supplements, there's no way that could do something for me. If the path that you're on right now is working for you, amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you get to the point where you're not getting the results you want and you're not moving forward, we can't keep doing the things that we've always done and expect a different result. According to Einstein, that's the definition of insanity, right? So that's where it's really good to kind of question your beliefs. Where did they come from? Are these even mine? And a lot of the times, if they did come from childhood, if they did come from your parents, they probably got their beliefs from someone else as well. It can pass down for generation after generation after generation, and things don't change until we decide to make a change. So you can change the way that future generations are gonna look at things too. And when it comes to your health, it's just a good one to reflect on and to question, because some of the beliefs that you have may be amazing and they may be ones that you wanna stick with, but there will be other ones sometimes that maybe aren't. I know for myself in the past, yes, I thought that medication was the answer. If I was sick, if I wasn't feeling well, my parents would rush me to the doctor and the doctor would fix things. But I got to the point where they weren't fixing things for me, and I realized I had to do something different. And so that's a really big one. A lot of the times, people will come to us, they've gone to their doctor, and they kind of feel similar to how I felt in the past, where I felt kind of jaded because this person who I'd been trained from childhood was, the knight in shining armor wasn't helping me. And it's no fault of the doctor. It's just you need to look for other options as well to support the body. Another one, we talked about in the podcast, over the counter medication. I know for a lot of people that I've worked and for myself as well, we assume that these things are safe. And so that can lead to taking more of it than we're supposed to, and that's not gonna lead to overall better health as well. So it's a matter of taking a step and questioning some of your beliefs and thinking, "Is this really something that still rings true to me?" And for some of them, yes, absolutely it will. But you have the opportunity to decide at this point. We're not at the point where we're just like this wide open unconscious mind that soaks in everything. We now have the ability to, when you hear things, think, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Maybe that's something that I should try and give it a try and see how it works for you. And then decide if you want to keep it or not. So, as I said, we have lots of things on the outside that are going to impact us in terms of our health, in terms of our quality of life, the foods that we eat, the water that we drink, the things that we consume in our minds is another really big one. If it's TV, if it's podcasts, whatever you're listening to is going to impact you on a cellular level. It's pretty crazy how that can really change the way we behave and the way we act. But thinking about your beliefs as well is a really big one because a lot of the time something may come up that isn't is foreign to what you've thought in the past, and so we'll often dismiss it. And I know for me in the past, nutrition, the holistic routes, holistic options, I thought, as I said, I was like, "That's too woo-woo, that's out there." I considered myself very science-minded in the past until that stopped working for me. And I realized I need to try something different. I need to find something else. And if I hadn't have found holistic options, I hadn't have found nutrition and, the supplementation, the right supplementation that my body needs to function properly, I don't even know that I would be here right now. Because ultimately, things are going to happen to us throughout our lives. Our health is going to have times where things are going well and where things aren't. And when things aren't going well, if the traditional route and the things that you normally do aren't working, we have to make a choice and we have to choose for other options. So, now I have a business at Align Natural Health. We test all of our clients to figure out what's going on with them and what's getting in the way of health because your body is ultimately always trying to keep you safe. It's always trying to heal, it's always trying to keep you healthy. And if you're dealing with symptoms or you're dealing with any kind of health issues, it's about asking why. Why is the body not functioning properly? Why is it not able to heal itself? What is getting in the way of things being able to work the way that they're meant to? And when we can figure that out, and give the body the support that it needs to get back into balance, then health improves and symptoms go away. I've been living without medication for since 2016 and healthy and happy and amazing. And that's because I decided to set aside my past beliefs and try something different. And ultimately, that was the starting point. The tipping point was finding nutrition, and then things have just kind of snowballed from there and just gotten better and better and better. But you can get better. You can feel healthier. You can, live an amazing life. And if your health is getting in the way of you doing that, and the things that you're doing aren't working, you need to find another option. So, if you're looking for support with your health, with symptoms that you're dealing with, I can help you with that. You can send me a message. Let's connect and let's talk about what's going on with you. I help find the cause. If we're not finding the cause of symptoms, ultimately, how are we going to make them go away? Right? A lot of the times, over the counter medication or medication in general is designed to suppress the symptoms, but it's not figuring out the reason that you have them in the first place and giving the body the support that it needs to get over that. That's where I can help you. So, hopefully, you got some value from this. If you have any questions, reach out anytime. And if you would like my help and to learn more about how to work with me and how I help, send me a message and I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you. So, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and I will talk to you soon. Live well naturally.